Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about Valentine's Day and the paper. First, I'm going to talk about Valentine's Day. Enjoy. It is Valentine's Day and SpongeBob is busy giving Valentines to all his friends. He is also working with Sandy to give Patrick a very special present, a hot air balloon made of chocolate. SpongeBob tells Patrick he has a present prepared for him and Patrick is desperate to know what it is, but SpongeBob will not tell him to avoid ruining the surprise before Sandy arrives with it. SpongeBob takes Patrick to a Valentine's Day carnival and Patrick thinks that this is the present, only to realize that it is not. As he tries to figure out what the present is, SpongeBob calls Sandy, who is flying the chocolate balloon to the carnival, and tells her about his curiousness. Unfortunately, a flock of ferocious chocolate-eating scallops attack her and she tells SpongeBob that she is going to be a little late. She tells him to bring Patrick up to the Ferris wheel and that she will meet him there. SpongeBob tells Patrick his present is on the Ferris wheel, and they position themselves at the top as planned. But Sandy is still not here yet, so SpongeBob calls her. Meanwhile, at that moment, the scallops cause the balloon to lose air and derail her off course, so she tells SpongeBob to switch to Plan B. Therefore, SpongeBob is forced to lie about the gift and Patrick's present is limited to a friendly handshake, and he is grumpy for the rest of the day at the carnival. Later, the two are sitting on a bench, when everybody thanks SpongeBob for giving them presents. Consumed by anger and jealousy that a handshake is not the same as the others, Patrick goes berserk and wreaks havoc across the Valentine's Day carnival. He ends up cornering several citizens, including SpongeBob, at a dead end at the Goo Lagoon dock. While SpongeBob agrees he deserves it rather than the others, Patrick still claims he never got a gift from them and won't take it when they toss him Valentines of their own. Just as he is about to attack everybody and the frightened SpongeBob braces for the inevitable, Sandy comes down just in time with the repaired chocolate balloon, having gotten the scallops to help her bring it to him. SpongeBob and the citizens desperately tell Patrick to turn around, but he does not budge. When Sandy greets him, he finally turns around and notices the chocolate balloon, recognizing it as his real Valentine as SpongeBob presents it. He gets excited and jumps on the balloon, only to pop it when he eats it as it was a bubble. As the episode ends, Patrick gently tells SpongeBob that he didn't have to get him anything. Next, I'm going to talk about the paper. Enjoy. Squidward is having a relaxing day outside, lounging on his lawn chair while chewing some bubble gum, and tosses the gum wrapper into SpongeBob's front yard. When SpongeBob heads outside of his house, he discovers the forlorn wrapper. Before Squidward can leave, SpongeBob asks him if he wants it back. Squidward views the wrapper as garbage and could do without it, while SpongeBob claims that in the right hands, the wrapper can be a goldmine of entertainment. Squidward does not believe SpongeBob and walks back home. SpongeBob asks him repeatedly if he wants it back, but he still refuses to keep it, no matter how hard he begs, pleads, or cries to have it back. After Squidward is out of SpongeBob's sight, SpongeBob says to the paper that he is lucky to have a friend like Squidward. Squidward is back inside his house to continue his relaxing day, when he hears SpongeBob's obnoxious laughter and begins to play his clarinet to tune it out. He still hears SpongeBob's laughing and opens his window to ask SpongeBob what he is giggling about. It turns out that he is thinking about all the fun he is going to have with the paper. Wondering how anyone can have fun with a piece of paper, Squidward starts to play his clarinet again, but is once again interrupted. Squidward gets very angry and opens his window again to see SpongeBob frolicking with the paper and showing Gary what fun things he can do with it. He first pretends to be a superhero, Super Sponge, using the paper as his cape, then he pretends to be SpongeBob Jungle Pants and swings on vines wearing the paper as a loincloth before calling his animal friends. Gary encourages SpongeBob to indulge in his creativity, as he next becomes a box of army supplies using the paper as a parachute. Finally, he pretends to be a bullfighter with the paper being the blanket and having Gary as the bull. After doing impressions of a guy with a mustache, a pirate with an eye patch, and a regular guy with an eye patch, SpongeBob starts to suck the paper in through his holes and blow it back out repeatedly to Squidward's amazement. SpongeBob even makes origami of a bird, snowflake, and paper dolls by swishing the paper around in his mouth. Squidward admits that the paper does look like fun, but quickly rescinds his compliment. Squidward returns inside to engage in his own forms of fun, He reads boring Science Digest, takes a bath, and paints fruit, but his attempts are all foiled by his jealousy of SpongeBob's paper. To prove once and for all that his paper isn't fun, Squidward decides to play with a paddle ball, just as SpongeBob starts using the paper as one. He then gets SpongeBob's attention by playing with a Squidward ventriloquist dummy, to which SpongeBob uses the paper as a dummy to the delight of everyone in Bikini Bottom. Squidward rides in his shell car and asks SpongeBob if the paper can be as fun as that, only for SpongeBob to hover above Squidward using the paper as a propeller. Squidward then asks SpongeBob if the paper can play music and starts to play "Mary Had a Little Lamb" on his clarinet poorly. SpongeBob is amazed, claiming that he made it sound original thanks to the wrong notes he played, and unintentionally corrects Squidward by playing a jazz version of it on the paper. Finally, having had enough, Squidward demands SpongeBob to give him back his paper, but SpongeBob reminds Squidward that he told him to never give it back. Squidward tempts SpongeBob into trading the paper for his own possessions, only to be tricked into trading every possession he has, down to his house and clothes, for the paper. While Squidward is happy at first and attempts the same impressions and stunts that SpongeBob did with the paper, his joy quickly fades when he realizes that the paper isn't fun on its own, requiring creative, optimistic minds like SpongeBob's to truly take advantage of it. As Squidward laments that he gave away all his possessions for a useless piece of paper, Patrick takes the paper from Squidward and uses it as a disposable wrapper for his gum, leaving Squidward with nothing as he asks for sunscreen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.